Okay, paint day yesterday. This is now pearl white. You can probably see the sparkle in there. Pearl white canopy. And then over here is the rear hatch. Okay, quick installation of the canopy today. The side glass here has been installed as well. The rear hatch has been dropped off the glass shop as there's a little bit more of a complicated rear glass. Interior panels as well as the headliner is installed. Interior panel on the other side. The seal that goes around the rear hatch, spare tire again. Going to the front here, the seals around the canopy edge as well. On the top of the window, the bolts and installation, and the interior panels. So that's pretty much it for the Scout. Okay, minor update on the Scout today. Have a light test drive issues have popped up. Basically, the high steer link right here has continued to hit the steering box arm down here. So even with the minimal travel, it seems to hit this drag link and tie rod arm. So what now has been done is we've moved the tie rod back to the original GM knuckle, which is about 3 inches lower than the high steer. So way down here is where we are now, and the high steer is way up here. So we've moved it down. Now by doing that, it has actually extended the tie rod end. So we got about 2.5 inches sticking out of each tie rod now, which only gives us about 7/8 of an inch inside the actual tube that joins them. So our buddy Michael has agreed to ship us a new tie rod tube here, which is a total of 3 inches longer. So 1.5 inches, which will put us about tight up to here. 1.5 inches deeper the tie rod will go, so that's more of a kind of a safety thing. And then as well for the actual drag link, which actually connects to the steering box, which is the tube on this side, which goes across. This tube is also a little bit short due to widening the tie rod tube. You can see down here the threads are sticking out a fair ways. And then up here as well. So this tube he's gonna give us, and it's gonna be extra 1.5 inches longer as well. And that will push the tube into the threads a bit longer. So that's the little bit of an update on the steering issue, as I did have to cancel a wheel alignment today, as well as cancel a vehicle inspection. Now, second step of today was we were having on the test drive some brake drag. So brake drag is where the rotors and the brake pads are always on due to there being pressure either on the master or a faulty master. Jumping into the engine bay, I've been able to pull the master off here, and we have this rod which connects the brake pedal to the master. And I'm just confirming with Michael again that the rod is too long, as when you slide the master on, it should go all the way to the hydro boost setup. Yet when I slide it on, it stops about 1/2 inch away due to the rod being too long. So this has created some brake drag because, you know, bolting this up tight would be putting pressure on the brakes right off the get-go. So that's a little bit of a no-no. You know, minor detail that was missed, assuming that the kit was ready to be bolted on. You know, Michael is getting back to me and is going to confirm the kits that he has in front of him, that they are more complete, or this one is complete as it should be. And now the third step, what we're doing is we have the tack wiring here, wired in from Autometer, wired in here. We got a plug that has a gray wire for the tack that goes into the engine, into the interior. And then upside down here, I mounted the tack adapter. Now, this tack seems to be working good and all until you get to about 4,000 RPM, and then the tack cuts out. So after a couple calls of Autometer, they've discussed with me and said, you know, it shouldn't be cutting off at 4,000 and dropping. It should go all the way through to as far as I want to rev it. So they're sending me a little piece in the mail that they say sometimes is common. It's some sort of resistor that goes into their harness and whatnot. They're shipping it to me directly from their manufacturer for free. They said don't even go to the parts store because they don't stock anything like this for this specific adapter, and it should hopefully resolve the RPM issue so we can get the tack signal going all the way to red line, you could say. Minor update, I think it was 2 days ago now. Gentleman came by and hooked his pressure unit to this AC pump here. So this, and on the other side there's a little valve to pressurize the AC. So that was pressurized and just needs to be tested now. And that's the AC for the Scout. And the rear hatch here is just at the glass shop getting the glass put in. Should be in a couple days they'll be done, and then I can install that. Anyways, this is back on the Scout here. Just waiting for a call back to see what we're gonna do about this brake booster. We might have a faulty hydro boost setup, or possibly have a something that hasn't been correctly modified before they ship it out. And we'll check back. Thank you. On the bench here, we have a high steer kit minus the tie rod ends. So we have the tie rod bar and the steering bar, which is getting returned. We got the bolts for the high steer to bolt onto the knuckles, and then we have the flat kind of style high steer arm, as well as the upper bend. I believe it's about 1.5 inches for the high steer. So these are two either or, use the flat or use the bend ones. And then we got the bolts. So these are getting returned, as the high steer did not work on the current factory ride height we're running on the Scout here. So I have the other bar screwed in now, greased up, cotter pins, and ready for a wheel alignment. Okay, just finishing up the Scout here. Just out for a little test drive. Went to the gas station, topped it up with a little bit of gas. The rear hatch has been installed. A little bit wet due to the light drive. That's pretty much it for the Scout restoration. Interior. rear seats, spare tire back there, nice white headliner, black sun visors. A little bit of detailing needed. Wheel alignment. And that is everything for the Scout restoration.